Hi Ezra, so I decided to have a change of scenery. I am in the porch instead of my bedroom. I can leave the house sometimes, even kind of. Anyway, a question to me was what's a rare talent that you possess? I possess. So I don't know, that was kind of a tricky one because I don't really have very many awesome talents, I guess. But I think a really helpful quality that I have is patience, and that particularly comes in handy with helping around first grade. Um, for example, there's this really cute kid. He's one of my favorites, but he's kind of annoying. He often annoys the teacher to the point where he loses pretty much all of his privileges. Like, um, he can't. Sometimes he can't have recess, or he can't go swimming, or he can't have free time because he's screwed around so much. He's just really impulsive. But anyway, I seem to be the only one in that classroom that can deal with him or chooses to deal with him. He's super smart. He just doesn't make good choices all the time. But I don't know. He's grown to like me because I can stand him so much. So I don't know. It's kind of a lame talent, but it's something. So yeah. Anyway, today we're discussing the first 5 chapters, and I assumed the preface was like optional, so I went through chapter 5. So if you haven't, no big deal. I don't think I have too many spoilers because it's I don't know. I'm mostly asking questions because there really isn't a lot to go on, but you're smarter than me in several respects, so you probably found a whole bunch of stuff. So I scripted this. I'm excited. So essentially, this guy Walton, he shows up in the preface. He meets Frankenstein on a ship. I think it's Frankenstein anyway. On a ship going to the North Pole, and Frankenstein begins to tell a story, starting with his childhood, going until, at least in chapter 5, until he's created his monster, his creation. Like I said, it's a little early in the book to. It's a little early to really discuss this book. Like, had we read the whole thing and discussed it today, but we have the first 4 or 5 chapters and the preface to go on. So I feel like we can start talking about Frankenstein, like the character Frankenstein. Just from reading, he's eager to learn, he's obsessive, he's devoted to his work, but lately he's been neglectful of everything else besides his work, all because of his creation, Frankenstein's monster. I only just finished this book because I was really confused, like, about the preface, the way it was laid out. I was just like, wait a minute, am I supposed to be reading this? Is this actually part of the story? How does this relate? I was really confused. So I was wondering, could you enlighten me about who these people are in the beginning, this Robert Walton and Margaret? I know they're siblings, but I don't really know how they're supposed to come together with the rest of this book. I'm kind of reading this like I've read this for the first time. I have read this before, but it's been years. I think we read this in Fowler's class, and that was how many years ago. So if you could let me know who those people are, just like tell me about them a little bit. I definitely thought the creation of Frankenstein was going to be a little more dramatic, like, you know, in the movies where, like, this thing is just strapped to the table and Frankenstein goes, "It's alive!" and then go psh, with the lightning, and it's really awesome. But, you know, that doesn't happen. Now, I went back and I read this a couple times, and I was like, wait a minute, this isn't right. This doesn't sound right. So I was wondering, like, did they create Frankenstein so they could kill him and reanimate him? Because I remember something about two guys, Frankenstein and someone else, whether that's Henry or someone else, I don't know. I can't remember. But I remember them going into graveyards or science labs and scavenging for the brains of criminals to see how that would, like, affect how someone acts. So I was just wondering, is that going to happen in the future? Am I wrong? Am I totally off? Was this from the movie only? Because I know this was in a movie, I just don't know what year. But I was watching it a little bit with my grandma, and it was really weird because they were digging up graves. Whatever. Let's see. Where'd I go? I'm sorry. I have this scripted, but I've been going off script a lot, so this isn't working for me. This is kind of shooting me in the foot. Okay, so, when this creation is brought to life, Frankenstein talks about how he went searching for every part of Frankenstein's body, making sure it was proportionate with the rest of him, and also, like, making sure it fit with everything else about him. He called the parts beautiful, but, like, what I found interesting was once Frankenstein was alive and he was moving around and blinking, trying to communicate with Dr. Frankenstein, he thought he was scary or horrifying, and I was kind of curious, like, he brought all these beautiful things together, why isn't it working for him? So let me know what your thoughts are on this. Oh gosh, 6 minutes, I gotta wrap this up a little bit. I found Frankenstein's obsessiveness kind of frightening, mostly because I can become obsessed with things, but not to the point where I will have it interfere with my life and, like, throw my health up in the air or whatever. So, I don't know, that's just something I found rather frightening. That was the scariest thing for me, not the monster. Because he's just, like, moving around and he's going around the apartment, and Frankenstein's like, oh my god, he's in my apartment, what are we gonna do? Henry, I wouldn't go in there if I were you, but I'm kind of sick, so you gotta help me. So anyway, sorry, this is mostly questions and very little speculation on my part. I don't know, at least it could start a discussion, and I could feed off of your questions next time, so that's really all I have for you tonight. So I will see you through the interwebs on Thursday, and yeah, I still have to settle things for Friday, so I apologize. This is taking so long. Okay, I don't think I have anything else to say. Let's forego questions until we're done with this book, or we get sick of it for a while and just want to take a break. I don't know if that'll happen. I'm sure it'll get much more exciting. Also, hopefully you can hear me in this video, because I have a fan going, and I'm kind of having to talk kind of loud. So, we'll see. I really do need to go to bed, because, oh god, it's so early. It's 9:43, really? Anyway, I will see you Thursday, and I will talk to you probably before then, so bye!